Oh, this is fun.
All right.
Everybody's hair is pulled back.
Yeah, I got to do that too.
Mine's not.
Everybody has to turn into what you like at home.
Here we go. Okay. Hi, everybody. We're ready to do our facials. Super exciting. Just a little bit of housekeeping. So in order to see Natalie, if you go up to the upper right-hand corner and you adjust the gallery view to the speaker view, then you'll see only her and not the rest of us, which may be important for following directions. Okay, so so welcome to all of you. Thanks for coming back. I think this will be really fun. I wanted to introduce Natalie Pergar. She is well known for her In the Mix series, and she's Eminence Organics lead skincare trainer, and she's going to guide us through her Facelift Fitness workshop today, which will help us enhance our at-home facial routine. And since I really don't have an at-home facial routine, I am really looking forward to this because I probably need one. So welcome, Natalie. I will turn this over to you, and welcome to everyone who came and joined. If you have questions, you can type them into the chat and we will get to them at the end. So, all right, take it away, Natalie.
Oh, excellent. Thank you, Joanna. Thank you, everybody, for joining. What a fantastic week we're up for with this virtual conference. And hopefully this will tap into your favorite things to do at home in your own home care routine. And if you are a professional in the spa, these are also things that you can do yourself. So I've just kind of thrown together some of my favorites, things that I actually do myself. There are hundreds of different massage or techniques that you can do at home. I'm sure you've heard a lot of these trends. You can use the jade rollers. We have even microcurrent machines that are out there to help us with facial massage. And of course, the fabulous skin yoga that we hear a lot about. So what I did is I tapped into a couple of my favorite things to do in the sense that there's almost like a little bit of a warm up. There's a bit of a stretch, and then there is that circulation and then higher energy performance that you can do in your routine. I wanted to just remind everybody to be all set up. Looks like everybody looks good. Hair pulled back right away from your face. And if you feel like working dry, so with no product, that's fine. Just do more tapping motions versus stroking motions is fine. If you don't have short nails, I'll try to be mindful and give you some modifications if that's the case, because I know a lot of us love to have our nails done as well. And we are going to work with the cleansed skin. So just letting you know what I kind of did ahead of time is I just did a nice, my mangosteen cleanser, which has a little bit of a lactic acid. So it's exfoliating cleanser without any beads or any granule to it. And then I used my Stone Crop Hydrating Mist, and then I went and pressed in my essence, because I like essence for the extra hydration. And then I'm going to be using my facial recovery oil. Obviously, it's one of my favorites because it's pretty much almost done. But if you have your own facial oil, we can all start to put this on right now. So when you use facial oils, you don't need a lot of it. So it's just a heads up. A lot of us feel like we need to use tons, but you really don't. So we're just going to use like 1, 2, and 3 drops. Really, you don't need tons. And always warm your stuff up, because the key is warm hands. Best treatment ever, because you want your skin warm and you want your product warm so that you get the maximum benefits. You should have a nice coating across your hands. Now, one thing that's important is you want to press oils into your face. You don't want to rub facial oils on your face. So I always, there's no fancy way to do this. Just pop it on. And what I do recommend is just be careful around the eyes. You don't want to like drop the oils on top of your eyelids. You don't want to have any oil kind of seeping into the lash line. But you can go like up to the bone is fine. And then of course, the neck, you'll hear me talk about this a lot because, well, neck is important. And you want to get just enough because we're going to be doing some work along the side of the neck. So make sure you have enough there. And if you have anything extra, you just rub your cuticles. No waste, right? You always want to use everything you can. And then we're going to get started. So as I mentioned, we're going to begin with my phase 1. I'd also like all of you to keep in mind, you don't have to do all of these moves that we're going to cover in the next little bit all together. You can break it up. You can add some to your cleansing, then you can put some with mask. You can do some with your finishing product. So feel free to explore these techniques in any of the steps of your home care routine that you're already doing. There's no fail, okay? It's just about giving you some new ways to enhance your treatment and to enhance your results. So the first thing we're going to be doing is a drainage technique. So some of you may have heard of lymphatic drainage, and we do a lot of lymphatic drainage to help with depuffing the skin. So I would probably say here, everybody agrees that sometimes we wake up in the morning and we're feeling a little puffy. I'm assuming that this is probably true. Our eyes feel a little puffier, and especially with seasonal changes, especially now, allergy season is really kicking in. So we might feel a bit puffier in the morning. So doing a little bit of lymphatic drainage in your morning routine is an excellent way to depuff. So the first thing we're going to do is that I would like you to just aim for like your mid-neck section. So this about down in your neck. And I like to use my index and my middle finger, but feel free to use your lower pressure fingers if you wish as well. It's about comfort, really, because the pressure you're going to be using for lymphatic is very gentle. So if you were just to lay your hand, just drop it on the top of your other hand, you're not going to have a lot of pressure here. So reminding yourself that lymphatic is gentle. Take your fingers and place it right here, and we're going to work clockwise. I was like, this is a bit reversed. And we're gonna just do a count to 5. It doesn't have to be much, but it's just to get that drainage. And if you want a little extra tip, just tip your chin up a little bit. And we're gonna go 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 5. The next zone on the neck is a little bit higher. So we're gonna go underneath the earlobe. You have a beautiful lymph system right here on both sides, and we're going to do the same thing. Okay, so now we're going to work clockwise again and just go 1, oh yeah, 2, and not too much pressure. Remember, keep it gentle. Beautiful. Now we're going to go all the way down, and we're going to reach just above. So you have your collarbone that's here. There's a little divot here. You're going to feel it. So as you roll down, you're going to feel almost like a perfect pocket. Okay, you got it? Excellent. And we do the same thing. So again, clockwise motions, and really start that pumping. Very good. Nice. Chin up a little bit. Take some deep breaths, all those good things. Nice. Now, let's work our chin and our jawline. So take 3 fingers, so your index, your middle, and your ring, and you're gonna place it just kind of like a teeter-totter. You're like a rocking motion right above your chin. And we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna count for about 5 seconds, and we're gonna do little circles, same directions. And remember, your pressure is very gentle here. We're gonna do some additional jaw and chin work, but for now, this is just about that drainage. When you're done your few seconds, we're gonna slightly glide, not too pressure, and we're gonna move up midpoint. Nice and gentle. And then again, we're gonna go right here now. So we're gonna go right there in the little zones and do the same thing. Nice deep breath. Beautiful. Okay. Now, there is also our cheeks. Always looking to, you know, when we all had our auntie that just squished our cheeks all the time, we were all looking for that nice punchy lips, but we also want to keep that nice from that puffiness from underneath. So you're going to take those same 3 fingers as you did on your chin, and you're going to place it just on the cheeks. Now you're not heavy pressure, just gentle, and we're going to do those motions one more time. Nice. Oh, it's good. So if you have allergies right now or any sinusing issues, this should take some pressure away. Now, without missing a beat, what you're going to do is you're going to take these same fingers and same placement, but we're just going to slide it up just a little bit more so that it's now closer to sitting on the top of the bone here. And we're going to do that clockwise motion again. This is actually one of my favorite things to do when I wake up with puffy eyes in the morning, because I can do this when I just after my cleanse. I can do it right now and apply my eye cream as well. Now all of us want a nice lift, don't we? So you can take these same fingers, but we're just going to pivot them up now, and we're going to be placing it underneath the brow. So not on the eyelid, because you don't need to be squishing on top of your eyeball, but just a little bit up. And if you want to, because obviously, you know, with time, this area of our skin tends to drop a little bit more, so you can give it a little push upwards if you like, and do those same gentle circles. Very nice. Okay, now save the best for last because it's our forehead. And if we know forehead, this is usually our favorite de-stressor. We even do this subconsciously. We don't even know when we're under stress that we actually hold our foreheads a lot. So this is the same idea. So take the same fingers, go right center, and we're gonna do that nice little circles. And we're gonna gently start here. Oh, very nice. Do a slight glide to about midpoint. So you're about, you know, where the bow, the peak of your eyebrow is. Nice in here. Oh yeah, and then we're going to our favorite zone, which is towards the temple. Oh yeah. We all love a little temple massage. At the same time, we're getting a little bit of arm exercises, right? So you can take time to open your chest and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. And then I always love to just do a little finish sweep. So that would be drainage. That is something that you can always begin your routine and out. So if you just take a moment to be calm, you should feel some energy now in the skin. You might feel a little bit of pulsing. You might feel a bit of fluid. You might feel that drainage and that moving that is super normal. And it's actually a very good indication that you've activated, that things are moving. This is also a time that you might feel like, oh, you know what, I'm a little parched. I need to take a sip of water, which you totally can. So if you have water nearby, not a bad idea. Have a little sip of water because we need to stay hydrated. And in order to keep that detoxification moving forward. So I'm going to switch it up a little bit and we're going to put on a few some lovely music since I figured most of us could use a little bit of spa breathing music. So I have a little piano in the background. And the next is to talk to you a little bit around yoga for the skin. So this is going to be more of a stretching routine. And we know that face yoga is very popular. A lot of people are introducing this into their routine. So I just grabbed 4 of my favorites to give you a little bit more of an instant finish. And it is something that you could be doing up to 6 times a week. You could do it longer if you wish, but it's nice to have a day off. So 7 is fine, but 6 is usually what they're using as a standard. And first so we finished the last move with forehead. We're going to begin now with forehead. And you can use full knuckles. So usually we have our knuckles that are here, and we're going to be working with this part. You can use all of your knuckles if you wish, or you can just use the first 2. So just depending on what you prefer. And what you're going to be doing is you're going to lay this part, the flat part, right onto the skin here. So, and you want to begin above, you know, where we want to do that perfect lift, where we're always looking to enhance. And we're going to do 5 sweeps, okay? So starting in here, and now you can be a little more generous with your pressure. Okay, so we're not working lymph, we're working now with stretching. So going to come up and then just a nice sweep. Amazing. So it's 1, and it's okay to lift. And 2. Oh, very nice. 3. Oh, I like to do just a little sneaky lift at the same time. And please keep in mind, I know some of us might be considering if I have fillers, just follow the standard, you know, wait for that standard 2 weeks. If you are doing those, or Botox, just so that you're not moving any things around. So just some heads up there. You could do acupressure instead, same motions, but just do pressure across. Okay, so some modifications for you. Let's do one more, just for the heck of it, because it feels so good. Nice. Oh, very good. Okay, now some funny faces. I'll never make you do something that I won't do first. But our goal right now, of course, is a really hot zone for a lot of people, which is, of course, the jaw and the jowl area and the neck. And this is a really great technique, and you should feel this. We're going to do only 1 per side, but please, in your home care routine, you can do up to 5 per side, just remembering that there could be some fatigue involved afterwards. So what we're going to do, I always laugh when I do this one, because in the mirror it's okay, but now in front of all of you, it should be entertaining. So first thing you need to do is you're going to pucker your lips. So we're going to make this kind of whistle kind of look. Then the next move from there is we're going to take that whistle look and we have to move it sideways. Pick a side. There's no rule on which side you want to begin with. And you should really feel that pull across in the cheek, so in the zygomatic area. Then we're going to turn our head and tip it 45. Okay? So pucker, sideways, turn, tilt. Now we should feel that stretch beautifully down in the neck and hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Relax, come forward. Give yourself a little, get that loose again. And now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So together, lips together, to the side. Feel that nice and pull. Turn, tilt, hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And relax. Give it a little wiggle. Feeling good. So now what we've done is we've really given these muscles that are holding up the mandible and giving us and kind of keeping everything nice and tight and tucked. So you could repeat this one. If this is your zone of desire, then work a little bit longer on it. From here, we can do another one that's kind of fun. So we're going to take our hands and we're going to stick our palms, which is usually another one we like to do when we're feeling a bit stressed, right on the temple. Now, what I would like you to do is when you have it on the temple, you're going to go up and back. So you're kind of creating like a lifting motion. So we're going to press in, we're going to go up and back. Now we're going to make the O with our mouths and slowly drop your chin. And we're going to hold this one for about 3 seconds. So make your O, drop your chin. 1, 2, relax it and bring it down. Deep breath, reset. Gonna go lift up and back, make your O, drop your chin. Relax, down, and there you go. So you should feel a little more energy here. So again, 3, 5, 10 times. Just remember not needing to hold it for more than about 3 to 5 seconds. It's plenty, or you'll fatigue quite quickly. So now we have all of that nice. We worked on our jaw, we worked on our forehead. Now we're gonna do something a little bit fun again, and this is your eye lift. Now, how many of you out there would love to lift your eyes? I think all of us can have that little check box done. And what's gonna happen here is you're gonna be using your index finger and your ring finger, and we're gonna be doing a specific placement that happens from the corner of the brow up to the edge of the temple. And you're gonna have to reach over. So if you do have issues with your shoulders and you're not able to reach over, that's okay. You can just keep your hand closer in the inside, do the same movement, and just tip your head this way, okay? So you have a modification. If you can't reach, then just work parallel to yourself. So the goal is that we take the one hand up, gonna reach it right over, and this is where it gets kind of fun, because if you're looking in a mirror trying to do this, is a bit tricky. So you're gonna have your ring finger on the edge, depending on which way your hand's going, and then your index finger is on the edge. Now, remember how we had the hand and we had to lift and go over? We're gonna do the same thing. So you're gonna lift up, back a little bit, and then keep your shoulder down, chest open, and then just gently tip your head. And we're gonna hold it here as long as you can, but usually about 5 seconds is plenty. So I'll just do this. And then gently reset and relax. So some of you might have a tired arm, so you can give it a little rock and roll. And then for that modification, remember you're just doing it like this, pushing up and over and just tipping your head this way, okay? So if you don't feel like reaching over, totally fine. So if we're up for it, let's do the other side. So again, remember, you're gonna take the corner, the ring, the index finger, pardon me. We're gonna go up and over, okay? Up, over, shoulder down, chest open. Oh, and allow that beautiful stretch to happen. Excellent. Reset, relax, Shoulders down. So if you feel a bit tense, just give yourself a couple of rolls, because here's something that's really important that we forget about the facial muscles. A lot of our tension happens in our neck and our shoulders, and it pulls forward in our head, and we don't even realize that it's happening. It's so involuntary, and we're like crunching our faces together all the time. So taking that time to stretch and loosen up those muscles in particular will immediately help minimize the fine lines and wrinkles that we see on our face. So this is why in the spa, we see a lot of neck massaging and head turning so that we can accomplish the best results possible. So that would be your yoga section. So far we've done our drainage. We've done a little bit of stretching with some yoga moves. Now we're going to go into more of an extensive routine that can be split up or done all at once. I try to just do it all at once to get it finished with. This is one of my favorite routine sections to do before I go to sleep. So I might do the first two in my morning routine, and then I might do this one for my evening routine to help me relax and get me ready for sleep. So we're going to go back and start again with the forehead, because we know the forehead is our biggest de-stressor. So it's the places we want to reduce stress first. So this time we're going to use all of our metacarpals and phalanges. So we're going to use all 10, and you're going to find a way to place them. So it's like basically like doing the claw on your whole face. And you want to find some good zones, and your hand actually naturally just fits quite well. Now your thumb, you're probably wondering what am I going to do with it? Stick it towards on your temple. Okay, so now you got a nice little grip. And your pressure now can be even a little more firmer than it was with yoga. But again, if you have sensitivity, fragility, or like rosaceas, you don't have to be as firm, but by all means, you can be a little bit more firm in this section of the facial massage. And all we're gonna do is this amazing sweeping up. So we're gonna take all the fingertips, and we're gonna do nice pressure, and we're gonna go all the way to the hairline. Now, in my final routine of the day, in this one, I do 5 movements, I do 5 rounds per movement, and then a nice lift. So you can slide up and down if you like to, but I like to just lift and go. So we're gonna do the second one. Nice, oh, here we go. De-stress. You probably even feel some of that tension release already, since we are on the computers all day right now. Number 3. This is sometimes where we can just stay for like a few minutes because it just feels so good. 4, nice and glide. And the last one. Doesn't have to be your last one, but for today it'll be the last one. Nice. So now, so far we've done some good movements to pull the muscles this way. We've generated circulation. We're pressing the muscles backwards. Now we're going to do some great pinching around the eyebrows. So you may have already done this at home. You may have had your esthetician do this for you, but this is our lovely little pinchy. And if you do have longer nails, it may not be as easy. So if you do have longer nails, you can pinch this way if you want to. But for now, take your little pinchers. Your first zone, I always get the little scooper right here underneath the brow. Grab that muscle, and we're gonna give it a little pinch. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pinch. We're gonna go all the way across. So lift and grab it, don't be afraid. Give it a good squish. Now, this is the trick, right? If you got a bad headache, they say squish right here, totally works. So nice here. Oh, hold for about 3 seconds. Then gentle, find the next little pocket over, almost to the center, but not quite. Beautiful. And then again, a little shimmy, find your little spot again, give it a little pinch, and give it a good go. Don't forget to breathe. And then we're gonna take that final one, which is usually right at the edge where we need that little extra lift. Give it a little squish. Beautiful. I think 1 time is plenty. By all means, go for it. You can go 5, 6 times if you like, but at night, depending on how I'm feeling, I might add a couple rounds, but 1 round will be enough just to help separate the muscle around the eye and the muscle in your forehead. So the oculi and the frontalis muscle. So by doing that squish, you're helping separate them, which naturally just gives you a beautiful brow lift. So a little trick of the trade and why we do what we do. The next, of course, is going to be circles around the eyes. I get this asked a lot because we naturally want to do it. I get asked, do I have to tap around the eyes? Can I rub around my eyes? I think it's fine if you're gliding around the eyes gently. We don't want any rubbing or pulling. You can also tap around the eyes. So that I will leave to your preference. And you can use an eye cream for this. But remember, we didn't push the oil all the way down, but by now it will have warmed and getting to where we need to be. So I personally like to take and do my circles inside, but I'm going to do, go this way and then up. So the thing is, you want to go around the bone and just give yourself a little pause. Take a breath and then continue. You want to work from outside in because it's one of the most advantageous ways to help with additional fluid. And this is also why I prefer to do something like this at night, just because we do tend to pool more fluid while we sleep. So if you do have an eye cream to help with depuffing at night, this movement will help wake up less puffy. So it's one of those little techniques that you can do at home. And around, that little pause is wonderful. And then again this way. Very nice. It's hard not to push too firm around when we go over the top. It's almost like you have a lighter pressure on the bottom and a little more firm pressure across the top, and then a nice pause in the temple. Excellent. So once you finish your eye, so now we're moving back down the face. We're going to go into the jaw area. So with lymphatic, we started from the chin and we moved out towards the ears. This time we're going to work from the other direction. So we're going to find our little sweet spots. You are going to be working in a circular motion. So again, you can work with your, you can work counterclockwise for this one. And you want to work, just find your little spots. Remember not to push too hard. Our goal is to work along the jawline. If you're finding it a little difficult to find your spot, just tip your head forward up a little bit and you'll actually feel or see the mandible a little bit more clearly, and you'll know where to find your little pockets. So I don't want to see them up in your cheeks. We want to be nice here, and we can go in these really good little circles. See how much more movement there is in this one? We're really getting into the muscle, so we're working a little bit deeper than we did with the lymphatic. And the goal here is to now separate that mandible muscle from the zygomatic. So that's like taking your jaw and your cheek and separating them a bit so we get more definition. So very nice. And if you have any like jaw tension or stressors, this one is just, I think we instinctively even do this without ever being told how. It's one of those, our body sure likes to tell us when it's aching, and we naturally just gravitate to the areas of concern and nurture it. So up and across, not forgetting to breathe. Oh yeah, feeling good. Wonderful. Oh, and when you feel like you've come to completion, you can sweep down just to finish that motion and go underneath the collarbone. Kind of gets that whole movement. And now if we saw each other's in the faces, you can start to see more blood flow in your skin. You're becoming a little more rosy. All those capillaries are reaching and filling up with blood and energizing and reoxygenizing our skin. And this is why these techniques are fantastic for that facial glow as well. So I like to do them at night, but by all means, if you just need a little pick-me-up, this is a really efficient way to get it done. Now we'll do some fun ones. I think you probably have seen this one a few times. So now we're going to work around the orbicularis oris. So that's that kissing muscle that we have, and the nasolabial fold. What happens here is that muscle, they stick, these two. The lip muscle and the fold muscle like to stick. And when they stick, we end up with that longer line. So I love this technique because it helps break those two things apart and allowing those muscles to lay where they naturally did. And they still do, we just have to kick up the memory again. So we're gonna do our little peace signs or our little scissors, whichever you wanna call it. And then we'll just start with whichever hand you like. Just don't wanna do this technique together. You kind of look funny if you're doing that. Plus we don't wanna stretch it too far. So we're gonna take, let's say, the middle finger, and we're just gonna tap it right underneath. And then the second one goes on the bow. And our goal is the sweeping method. So we wanna keep the hollow free. So we wanna work on the bone and on both sides. So we take it from here, and we're gonna do 5 per side. So it's gonna be a 10 in total. So we're gonna do one side, and then we're gonna take the other hand, and we're gonna do the other. So we're alternating this movement. Ready? Here we go. Nice and place it. And 1, 2. There we go. And with practice, you can get faster, but I think slow and steady. Very nice. Across. Think we're at 8. 2 more. 1. Oh yeah. And 2. Oh yeah. Now that we have our smile back and we're got lots of energy back in our skin, right now you should be feeling some warming in your skin. You should feel a little bit of heat, some temperature, even rosiness showing up in your face. Those are all good things. It means we're alive. Whew. Thank goodness, right? We've got circulation. Now to finish, you can do 2 things. If you felt like it right now, you could go right up the face and into scalp massage. So you could work your scalp area, but since we're kind of in this keep our hair up and tidy, that is a really nice way to finish. And how that would look is you would go straight up and just across the forehead. And you don't even have to do anything but just squeeze it. Sometimes you just need to squeeze or do some pressure across the top. Oh, feels good. And then you want to make sure you're right here behind. So you want to get in behind, find those little pockets. I think it's a really good way. You can either just tip your head backwards into your hands and just let the weight of your head sit on those pressure points. So good if all of us lovelies are on, the computer all day long. We're always looking down. Even as the estheticians and therapists, our heads are down all the time. So taking some time to reach back is wonderful. Bring it forward. Relax the arms because they're probably a little tingly right now for having them back. Get those shoulders going. And now we're going to complete by doing a beautiful sweep up the neck by starting with the chest. So you would take a full palm, place it here, turn, and you want to sweep straight up so that you're like cocooning your ear. You're covered, you're just giving your ear a little coat. And then relax. Opposite hand, across the décolleté in the chest area. Do beautiful sweep all the way up. Give it a hold, and then back down, and then across your chest. And those, my friends, are just a little live and your Facelift Fitness for energy. So we've given yourself some drainage, some great stretching, some movement to really bring out that glow and energy in our skin, all at the same time by increasing muscle memory. So by doing these types of steps consistently, you will start to train the muscles. I've been asked, so we can do, within about 2 weeks of doing these movements, you're definitely going to see more energy and blood flow within the skin, so that vitality and that brightness is back. Then within about, let's say 3 to 6 months, you'll start to see some changing in the contouring of the skin, but also within 6 to 12 months of regular, you will definitely start to train those muscles and you'll see more definition in the jaw and the cheek area, and of course, just the overall contour of our skin. So I hope that was okay. I really enjoyed my skin's nice and warm. So since it's feeling the way it is right now, let's do our last step, our finale. If you do have it handy, I've served it up on a plate, which is just, I'm using a nice cool one today, but if you feel like using a warm towel, that is fine. I like the little bit of shock that it gives me at the end, since my skin is nice and warm, helps with contracting and brings in that tightening of my pores. And I literally just take it and just give myself a little cooling. Go for it if you have it there. Just cool the skin. It's so nice. Oh yeah, shockingly cold. When I'm really up for it, I'll put something in the fridge with some like maybe cucumber water. Is also something that you can do, but that's on spa day when I spend a little bit more time. So it's okay if the skin feels a little bit damp. Let that kind of coolness. You're more than welcome to spray a tonic on the skin just to refresh and revitalize, and then you would finish with your favorite moisturizer. So if it was nighttime, then I would choose my night cream. Currently I'm using the Minoi Age Corrective. And then in the day, I just love using my new mangosteen. So you can just choose what you need. And overall, if you did all of these techniques, I think it took us roughly about, I don't know, how long did it take us? About 30, not even 25, 30 minutes to really just get through this routine, but split it up as you need to. So I hope you had some fun. I know I did.
It was great. Thank you so much.
So I'm happy to take any questions.
Anybody have any questions?
Everybody's all relaxed.
I know. So awesome. So I actually have a question. Tell me about this, the sticking of the muscle here. So I have the sticking of the muscle.
Right? Yeah, thanks. That's a great question, Joanna. It's about adhesions. When we repeat movements all the time, the muscles get stuck. So it's like, when we go for our body massaging, we get tight muscles and everything's tight, and then the massage therapist gets right in there and just breaks it apart. And you can almost feel it separating and pulling apart. The same thing happens in our face. I find from chewing food, everything, eventually this all gets stuck. So think of your muscles should be nice and smooth, like laying where they need to be. But with time and motion, they start to like stick like this together. So when we do movements to remind the muscle the way it should be laying and how smooth it can be, you're just basically flattening it out, training it to go, hey, you know what? Don't forget, this is where we belong. And within sometimes 5 or 10 minutes, you can see the replacement of those muscles in the face. And we do this a lot with modalities, right? So we'll use microcurrent or LED light therapies and stuff to warm and to change the skin. But this is something you can just do with your own hands.
Right. Well, thank you so much for taking us through that today. That was amazing. Very grateful. Lots of great comments in the chat. So thank you so much, Natalie.
Oh, that's just wonderful. Any more questions for me?
Any questions, anyone? I think we're good. People appreciated the break. Thank you.
No, it's all good. And I just wanted to let you guys know that since we do have such a wide selection of products, that you can enhance, of course, this one or any routines for in the spa. That Jillian, our lovely Jillian, will be reaching out to all of you at the end of this week of this fantastic, by the way, virtual conference, bringing everybody together. Thank you for that. That's fantastic. And she will be available to, of course, provide samples of products if you like, and also be there to answer any of your questions if you're curious about how to be a partner with Eminence. So there you have it.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. All right, everybody. End of day one. Have a great evening. Hope you enjoyed the facial facelift. It was awesome. Thank you, Natalie.
Oh, my pleasure. Anytime.
All right. We'll see you all tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. or 10 a.m. Actually, 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. on the West Coast. All right. See you later.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.